influences, you keep on spinning the narrative. Trade me the truth for a dead. All I got is my heart instead. Shed a tear every time that it tears. I would cry, but that wouldn't be fair. So instead I act like I don't care.
Before seemed like an omen for the collapse of the West. You see, in the past, influencers were seen as the most talented, hardworking, and inspiring icons in American culture. People like Mark Twain, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, and Neil Armstrong. Generations of people all around the world grew up aspiring to be like their idols. But today, we now look up to influencers who brag about how many dicks they suck.
After this, we'll show you your phone. You can see all your friends and rappers DMing me. They're in fucking nudes. So no, I don't have to do any work.
How many men sleep with their wives?
See, I never even thought of influencers like people from the past. I just thought, celebrity, etc. But like, first of all, I honestly don't know, bruh. Like, I don't really follow too many folks, but in my opinion, it's either who could be the most sexual, who could be the wildest, who could do the least amount of contributions to society, or like who could really kind of be the biggest dickhead, like who could say that one thing that somebody probably thought that they don't say for real, that one intrusive thought that they just don't really say, and then this person said it, and then it's like, oh shit, I relate, like, and then another person like, oh shit, that was wild as fuck, like, it just, it just doesn't. This world is fucking banished to the shadow realm, bro.
Wife.
Hey, so Jason, give me a genuine review. How was it?
100%, 9 out of 10.
Or how many times they can exploit their kids' childhood for more likes on Instagram. And so in this video, we're going to be going over the most degenerate influencers on the internet, how these people became this way, and why this trend is only going to get worse with the rise of Generation Alpha. Who better to start with than Jack Doherty?
Jeez.
Surprisingly, he came from a rather humble family background.
So again, I don't watch a whole bunch of people. I don't know a whole lot. I just know, if I remember right, that Cuz is, what does he do? What was it? He walks around with the bodyguard. That's annoying, mother. That's just like least amount of contribution to society.
Doherty's father, Jack, comes from Ireland, while his mother comes from Poland. They were immigrants to the US, and him and his entire family were a very close-knit unit. On paper, it seemed like things were perfect. But the problem was, he was sucked up in a culture of Generation Z, where fame, vanity, and hollowness are rewarded the most, and Jack wanted to get his name out there. But little did he know how far he'd have to go to achieve the success he dreamed of. Besides, by the time he got into this whole game, he was only 13 years old. He was an iPad kid, someone who'd been brought up by these influences his whole life. So it's not really a surprise when the whole culture around him and everything he grew up.
See, and then that's the thing too, because a lot of the time we blame what the people do, like what that influencer does. We blame it on them, like, oh, you're a dickhead because you're a dickhead. No, influenced into becoming that particular type of influencer. I believe that 100%. I definitely think it's a lack of restriction. I know when my family, when we first got our first computer, we didn't even have parental lock because my mother just knew. I mean, depends on the household and depends on how you flip it, but I mean, my general belief is like, if you teach your child correctly, then your child can just generally not do certain things, so they generally don't become certain type of human.
Up with tells him that being an influencer is the hallmark of success. His first YouTube video was just a small clip of him flipping a marker twice in a row. Nothing
That
else.
was vicious.
He just wanted to make videos and see if anyone cared about it. However,
Yeah, what you mean? That, to me personally, I mean, ain't nobody else do it.
to his surprise, many others did, and the video quickly gained popularity and started gaining views. With this, the subs quickly added up, and the profits with this were starting to flow in. Bear in mind, this guy was just a young teenager. He had no idea what he was really getting himself into. He just wanted that spark of excitement as a 13-year-old boy, someone who'd grown.
See, that depends on how you think and how you go about it. Bro, flipping the marker, clearly people was banging with it. Flipping the bottle, clearly people was banging with it. You just gotta find a niche that ain't gotta be, you don't gotta be a fucking degenerate just to be successful, bro. I don't think it's that deep, bro. I don't think it's that deep. Like, for example, y'all watching my videos, y'all watch the prank video. Then the anime Joan didn't do so well. Then clearly that lets me know that the niche was the fact that the prank videos was more entertaining to y'all particular palette of which y'all want to watch. You gotta work with what you got, but you don't gotta be a fucking meatball, bro.
Grown up watching Logan Paul, Smosh, Shane Dawson, and all of these OG YouTubers. But by 2019, he was now making bank, even though he was only 15 to 16 years old. Eventually gaining so much notoriety that he appeared on Logan Paul's podcast and proudly admitted that although he was still attending school, he had made so much money, somewhere in the region of $800,000, leading him to buy his own house.
Are you still in school?
See, I mean, that's kind of cool too. Again, that's kind of cool. From based on the narrator's timeline, I haven't seen anything wow, right? Which is cool. He made a bunch of bread, got his own house. He's a young boy. He's still in school. Right now, we good. Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's ideal. That's what you aim for stuff like that. Get your own crib. Make sure your parents good. Get your own whip. You know what I'm saying? To get ready for how adulthood and the honesty that adulthood brings is going to come to you.
Yeah, I go to public school.
How much money have you made from YouTube at 15 years old? If you bought a house, where do you live? $500,000.
Higher.
You've made more than this 15-year-old kid has made more than $500,000.
$882,000.
A little higher.
And this wasn't just an ordinary house. This was a palace for a 16-year-old. And you can only imagine being this young, gaining money and fame this quickly would completely change the direction of your life, and not just in a good way. Whilst on the surface, everything seemed to look good for Doherty, he was now becoming famous.
See, it's hard too, because like, I want to say that any person can maneuver in a way that they can achieve certain levels of fame without having to flip the switch. But I mean, that I know of, nobody's proven me wrong. That white John in the corner is cold as shit with the green rim. That's cold as fuck.
Rich and free to do whatever he wanted, never having to worry about school again. He'd come from a close-knit family and he'd achieved his goals at the age of 16. And he did seem to be a very respectable, well-raised young man. All the comments on the Logan Paul podcast were praising him, but the ego that would come at such a young age with so much success would eventually start to transform his mind. But the ego that
he makes a bunch of 8 makes 22 billion. That, like, you're a hater. God damn. This person is a hater, bruh. They acting like he makes a bunch when Ryan's World, who is 8, makes 22 million a year. Does it have to be a competition, my G? See, shit like that. That's when it starts. You know, it's a particular comment, something that you see, you don't have mental discernment, and then the next thing you know, bro. He's been doing YouTube for a while though, and really hasn't given up. Props to him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Yeah. Cool to see how much this podcast
young age with so much success would eventually start to transform his mind. And we could see this in the following years as his YouTube pranks and vlogs became more and more nasty, getting so bad that he was kicked out of various places across the US, including most notably of all Walmart. In fact, due to his floor lava challenges, he is still banned from all Walmart stores.
Damn!
This challenge sees an individual enter a room and casually roar, "The floor is lava."
Wait, floor is lava. Hey. Ooh. Ooh.
Giving everyone in the vicinity just 5 seconds to swiftly get both feet from the ground, by any means necessary. And apparently after 5 seconds, whoever still has feet on the ground is a loser. It's so dumb, but it's easy to see how such a challenge could destroy a supermarket, just pissing off regular...
Yeah, see, I never played Floor is Lava, and then by the time I got to, my early 20s, mid 20s, I was too fucking big for that shit. Ain't nobody got time. I'm long, lanky, I fall down, I'ma stay down. I always wanted to play Floor is Lava, mother, because I thought it was childish, just like, hey, don't worry, I'll be doing it with my future family. But in a supermarket is crazy. Like I say the two places that would probably get you banned is a market, a supermarket, Walmart, a Giant, you know what I'm saying, Shoppers, Aldi. I feel like all the youngest don't play. I feel like you'll get bagged, mother. And a supermarket and a restaurant. Don't do that, cause you only got one choice, and depending on the restaurant, you really only got one choice, which is the table. And if you do the chair, it's still gonna look wild.
Normal people trying to go about their day, with some influencer kid trying to stir up trouble to get more views and money from them. But it didn't stop there. As he started to feel more and more untouchable, he was young, rich, famous. He could do anything he wanted, and eventually his neighbors would be the victim of his...
I'm not fault for keep pausing, but I just got a question. Why is it that the people who have the money can do what they want? Is it just because at a certain point you're just gonna be like, all right, here, let me slide if I bribe them? Because if it's not a bribe, then what else is it? What if that other person just has a strong moral compass and they just like, no, wrong is wrong, and then you get the certain parents, like, I say, which neighborhood? Probably the first neighborhood I was in. The other people, like, everybody really knew everybody. It was in like a cul-de-sac type job. And in that cul-de-sac, like if one of us, like me and my cousins, because we all live in the same zone, if me and my cousins, somebody did something wrong and none of us was able to check each other because, like, you know, you young, you stupid, you stubborn, you don't give a fuck. Especially what somebody up here would say. Then the adults in the neighborhood would be like, hey, stop that, don't climb that tree, you know what I'm saying? Don't do this, that, and the third, don't play with this. Just because you look out. There could be a person in one of the Walmarts that just got a different moral compass and they like, fuck if you rich, fuck if you got bread, I don't care. Never know. Never know. How much money would it take for y'all to be bribed? In a situation like that. You work at Walmart, Jack Doherty comes in and start wilding out and then thinks that he can do everything, and then you apply moral compass pressure, and then the next thing you know, he bribed you. How much you going for? How much you rocking for?
Ego, constantly having to deal with all these tasteless pranks pulled on them.
Fudge. We just did it, boys. We just did it. Fudge that. Those kids are looking at me.
Notably, even Dr. Phil expressed concern about Doherty's reckless behavior.
What was that?
You see, by 2020, he'd already amassed 1 billion views by this point on various social media platforms, and admitted that he would do just about anything for a like. His exacerbated parents, family, fed up with his rude, obnoxious, unruly pranks, and close encounters with law enforcement, meant they turned to Dr. Phil for help. Little did the parents realize that raising an iPad kid like Jack would have such disastrous consequences later down the line. The smart, intelligent boy that was on the Logan Paul podcast was now just an ignorant brat. Shortly before his appearance on Dr. Phil, Jack continued to find himself in a series of conflicts with his neighbor.
And then see, depending on the parents, because I know how most black households is with, they'll tell you get out, get your ass out, lock the door, change your locks the next day, whatever gotta happen.
Shortly before his appearance on Dr. Phil, Jack continued.
Ex-girlfriend confronted my Karen neighbor. Karen's getting mad. I'm getting sued by my neighbor. Look at the numbers on these Jones though. Jesus.
To find himself in.
Karen neighbor threatens to sue me. Angry neighbor yells at me for playing basketball. Maybe it's in the title.
A series of conflicts with his neighbors, whom he referred to as a Karen due to her constant complaints about his deliberate attempts to annoy her with his dirt bike. And so the Dr. Phil episode would be titled Neighborhood Prankster or Menace to Society.
Of course,
he would then be accompanied by his rather useless father, who loved his son too much to see what he was doing was wrong. And here Jack would go head to head with his neighbor Rachel, where she would claim he was a tyrant, even a bully. Jack then denied the claims.
It really starts to affect someone else's life, and I think that he just really needs to realize that.
Right. So enough's enough and too much is too much, right?
Exactly.
There's two sides to every story, and I think you guys are kind of focusing just on her side, but...
So Dr. Phil addressed the issue directly, telling the cocky influencer...
But when you start targeting...
Oh, lie, he got a very... I've seen this guy a few times, and he has a very weird face. Like, he has like a... He looks like, I forgot what the movie is called, but Hilary Swank was, she was... trying to go out as a boy. I think it's called like It's a Boy, and she was wearing like the bandage wraps to cover up her breasts so she could look flat chested, and then she would put a sock in her underwear and she would wear briefs, and she looked like a dude because she was in a relationship with this girl, and I think the girl didn't know that she was a girl. That was why all of that was going on. He looks like his face just looks like weird, like a House of Wax figurine or something.
One person repeatedly,
it's mad strange.
It shows me the fact that you're being a bully.
And whilst it does seem ridiculous that this young teenager was in such a situation, it did foreshadow things to come. And Jack throughout this whole show just seemed unaffected by...
What is it? Nah, it's gotta be this section right here. So this section right here, this little corner of the lip, that shit look weird.
Dr. Phil's observations. Why should he care? He's already got everything he wants in life. No one can tell him what to do, especially as a teenager. In fact, when the neighbor joined in on the discussion, he insinuated that he could have taken even more extreme actions.
Rachel, I am sorry for riding my dirt bike by her house, but I also could have posted her face on the internet also.
He sarcastically remarked. As a result of his refusal to heed the advice given to him, Jack's appearance in Dr. Phil was abruptly ended by McGraw. Subsequently, he recorded a reaction video on YouTube alongside his parents, claiming that he had been manipulated from the beginning. However, he concluded the video with another dose of sarcasm. I don't care, Dr. Phil, I only went on the show for publicity.
And I don't care, Dr. Phil, I only went on your show for publicity, so ha!
And of course he did. Just confirming everything we already knew. Jack was addicted to the algorithm, to clout and money, because in his little LA bubble, these are seen as the things that deem you as a high-level individual. No depth or character, just materialistic obsessions. And this is the problem with many people like Jack Doherty. There's a whole new generation, Generation Alpha iPad kids, who are growing up watching these influencers on their devices, like Jack did with Logan Paul, and learning to emulate these people and become even more extreme than them, because these people are seen as the idols. They're the ones with the money, the fame, the popularity. Even though they'll do the most degenerate things possible for views, it doesn't matter, because the holistic approach to your character is swept aside by quick likes and views. These people all crave publicity, and it's becoming more and more apparent that kids these days will just continue following
Bro, little shorty just came out of locker, bro.
with consequences, as they don't see the consequences. They have no idea what will happen in the long term, and they don't care. And as parents become more and more isolated from their children, just giving them devices to look at because they're so tired from overworking, they'll be inadvertently raising these people to think like this. Kids doing anything they can.
Okay, the way he's saying it, I kind of like it, because I'm trying to think. I mean, I didn't... Wait, when did I got my first game system, which was... No, I can't even count that. No, that was my brother's system, and I barely got the chance to play it because he told me no, but he was already an adult. My first game system of my own was 13, and it was a PS3, and I had GTA, which luckily my mother did not know too much about, and maybe like another game or two, maybe like a Tekken, maybe Dynasty Warriors, something like that, right? That was when I was 13. I'd already been climbing trees and running around and going into little dirt holes and doing all that stuff. I already got the feeling of what outside felt like, and I didn't have my first phone till like 15, 16. So like, in front of your face, we had a computer, and then the junk got broken, and then we never had tablets, no updated phones. I had this little flip phone, little gray junk, where you had to press the button multiple times to get the text off, and then it was one game on there, and it was like this little helicopter jump, but you couldn't play it for too long because the minutes would stop you, and then you use up your phone minutes. And I didn't know nobody, so like I ain't really had nobody to talk to. There was no real reason to be on electronics. If a parent gets tired, like I say, when it came to my family, we separated from each other, and by separating, we all kind of just followed our own. So I guess like one out of, whatever. But we never really had we never had the need for them. Everything that you needed was around. Like you could walk to the store, no shit about no DoorDash, go to school, come home. The bus was already there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like to read, so I wasn't really stressing about none of that. None of the like visual looking either. Not only that, if it wasn't that, just look out the window of the bus. I always used to do the thing where the little ninja be running across the highway when we go on school trips and shit. It's depends on the parents. And I guess it depends on how tired you are. By the time my mother had me, she was 32. She already had 2 of her sons. She was mothered out, so like I wasn't really worried about tech or none of that. And then my older brothers, they wasn't even worried about tech or none of that. They didn't care. They was like, as long as the phone worked, it could call people and text, that's fine. No computers, never needed them. None of us had kids at that particular time frame. Everybody went their separate way. Like I said, one out of whatever, not mil, but like one out of a high percentage. Depends on the family. It depends on them, the parents. Because if the parents like, fucking, I'm tapping out, what you gonna do? They tapped out. They don't feel like it. They don't want to be, not want to be parents, but like, they want the kid to sit still. They don't want them to, you don't want your kid to get injured, because then that causes a whole nother bunch of problems that you don't want. And you don't want for your child to get, depending on the parent, overly stimulated by certain things on the internet. But you know that like things like the TV, what they see, visuals, audio, those types of things will calm the kids. So I guess it just depends on the
attract
parents.
eyeballs, and always dreaming up new perverse ways to get people talking and keep attracting young impressionable followers who copy their own behavior. And worrying,
I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't never even really want a phone until I started meeting different people. What I really wanted, oh, that was you, Mimi. What I really wanted was a bike, but I wanted a bike like a motherfucker as a kid, and then I got one. I think it broke or something like that. Or it's my brother about to take it.
Society rewards them for their degeneracy. There's a huge incentive here to be at the bottom of the barrel, to be the most degenerate, because you'll then be rewarded handsomely. Hence the reason these people keep doing what they're doing. And it explains why Jack now has 13.7 million subscribers on YouTube and more than 9 million followers on TikTok. However, as anyone with a functioning brain knows,
ever felt trapped by endless ads while watching your favorite videos? One click on privacyadblocker.com.
Eventually, if you piss off enough people, soon enough you get a taste of your own medicine. Things wouldn't always be golden. He'd already been handed a golden platter with everything he already wanted at the age of 16, but this wouldn't last forever. And by 2023, Jack's life would take a turn. In August of last year, Jack engaged in an IRL streaming session alongside 2 other degenerates, Fusi and Neon. Fusi splashed water at Jack after being referred to as a basic.
Damn.
Now the whole reason these people were invited in the first place is to have these crazy reactions. Everyone knew they would go viral, and so they had to cause conflicts with each other. It was all pre-planned anyway. And so Jack would continue to call Fusi a little bitch, ridiculing him for not getting his kick money. Not impressed and mentally deranged, Fusi then gave Jack a smack he would never forget. And whilst Fusi is a completely deranged fool, this lashing out did kind of feel satisfying. But again, it's hard to tell what's even real with these people. All of this is an illusion to get more and more views. There is nothing of trustworthiness about any of these people. And the same thing happened in September of 2023, when Jack came into an altercation with the equally as degenerate Island Boys, with one of the twins taking upon themselves to
So I'm kind of wondering, was it real or not? I mean,
strike Jack on camera, which honestly could have just been faked as well, seeing how viral it went when Fusi smacked Jack in the first place. But things soon became way too real. When Jack attended the OnlyFans star Karina Koff's Halloween party, he got entangled in another hostile verbal dispute for, you guessed it, more views. Especially because at this point his channel was starting to die out. As the conversation continued during the live stream, the situation did intensify. And so Jack, probably instructing his bodyguard, intervened and actually punched one of the guests, spreading like wildfire on Twitter. But suddenly Jack's name was everywhere. For the first time, people were hearing about this guy again, and his views started to soar. More money came in. Even though his reputation was completely destroyed, it never mattered to begin with. Because you see, the more controversies Jack could get into, the more money he would make. And anytime he didn't get into these controversies and tried to make real content, his views were just at the bottom. He couldn't seem to progress anywhere. And in this day and age, where anyone can become an influencer, he had to do something to stand out. Whether that be hitting people, annoying people, or parking in handicap spots. In December of 2023, Jack shared a photo of himself occupying a disabled parking space, with the comment reading, "I'm so retarded they let me park in the handicap spots."
Wow.
The comments ranged from hateful to hilarious, with one guy telling Jack that the handicap spot suited him, and another one saying,
wow, at least you're aware of, at least he's aware of his condition. Bro, it's, because depending on who's telling, like who's making the joke, like, you know what I'm saying, like Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, actual comedians, people who do this and they study it and they know how to make it, like Dave Chappelle is a good comedian when it comes to the brutal truth and not caring about what anyone said. Cat Williams, I feel like, is a good version of like a good amount of wit, with also his voice, his inflection is really important, and the way he delivers is important as well. Like, actual comedians can actually make those types of jokes, and then they will finesse it to a way that it comes off well, sounds good, and it's impactful. Just parking in the spot just to say that shit and then $250 fine, like that's such a waste, bro. That's a waste. You could, whichever way you want to flip it, that shit's a waste.
saying, well, at least he is aware of his condition. But there did seem to be a consensus that he does deserve to be in jail, and he eventually will be. As in January of this year, Jack yet again, addicted to the controversy and views and clout that this gives him, became a prime subject of backlash on social media once again. This time for ridiculing a police officer who apprehended him for speeding in his Lamborghini Urus within a residential zone. Why was he speeding in the first place? For more clicks, likes, and further validation. He's on the endless loop of feeding his own ego, but it's a bottomless pit. And as a result of a culture taught that these empty values are everything that makes you successful. Not freedom, virtue, family, and community, but being an ignorant, arrogant, materialistic man. But when you're as influential as Jack and receive as much money and validation as he does since the age of 15, a little thing like a speed zone is not going to stand between you and edgy material. Upon pulling Jack over, the officer promptly approached him and informed him that he'd been driving at least 30 miles per hour over the speed limit in the area. Shortly after the officer left, the sport streamer proceeded to feign tears and utter the words, "I will stop, I would never do it again." His entitled, egomaniac personality was on display once more. And it is worth mentioning that this is not the first time Jack's actually been...
It literally looks like the way that all just went, it looks like the validity made him insane. Like he just slowly starts to creep into, and it could just be his face, because I told you I don't like his face. He looked like a little, I can't put my finger on it, like not like the gingerbread man from Shrek, not the Pillsbury Doughboy, but like that. He got like little elfish like features, and I don't know how to land it. But like normally I got the Jones ready, like I'm up, but I don't know. I can't get it. But I really think it's the validity, bro. Validity is driving youngins insane, bro. Making crispy content is not possible. You gotta be wild to be valid in this time in society, bro. It's such a weird time. It's such a weird time, bro. Shit is so strange right now.
Apprehended for speeding in the vicinity. A couple weeks earlier, a resident had stopped him for exceeding the speed limit, emphasizing the dangers of driving at such high speeds in the area. But this doesn't matter when you don't care about community or the people around you. Everyone else is just an NPC in their view. But it didn't take long for Jack to have another run-in with officers, and this time the allegations were a lot more serious. You see, Jack would post a video of the incident to X, showing himself speaking with uninformed officers who had responded to the situation.
What did they call for?
They said you stabbed your brother in the eye.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucked. No, I did not do that.
The officers eventually departed the premises after determining that no one had actually suffered from any injuries, and it was most likely just someone trying to swat him. But a few days after this, Jack then found himself banned from Kick, showing just how toxic his followers had got. The exact same pranking people that Jack is himself. And this is Kick, a streaming platform / gambling site that just pays people whatever they can to leave Twitch and join their platform. And whilst it's better for free speech, it's still a pretty degenerate site. But Jack eventually, as always, seems to get his way, and he came back just a few days later to the platform. And at the end of January 2024, one of his most recent streams, and a scantily clad woman was knocked out. This particular Kick stream is known for its extreme content, and this Fight Club broadcast was no exception, where Jack and Heel Mike have been producing wild and controversial content in Kick since its launch. But on January 28th, the stream took things to another level when streamer Mackie95 agreed to fight Don Patrick in a match dubbed as Kick's first ever man versus woman boxing fight.
Wow.
And surprisingly, there was no professionalism. And then Don Patrick would just start landing shots on Mackie during the introductions. Eventually, after getting hit with a few haymakers, Mackie went down, and the ref had to step in to prevent any further injuries. This dumb, disgusting content is just getting worse and worse, more and more degenerate by the day, and it just shows that we're creating a culture of people, a generation of people who want to be YouTubers instead of astronauts, engineers, or businessmen, doing everything they can to go to the bottom of the barrel for views. And Jack, a once respectable young man, is now just a complete degenerate, doing more and more dumb and insane things to get his next hit of clout. Another debauched, depraved individual worth discussing is the only Scott Wilson-Eason, otherwise known as EDP445, a 33-year-old influencer synonymous with degeneracy. The disgraced internet personality and former YouTuber, his name EDP445 stands for EDAP445, and he first shot to fame for making content centered around Eagles. Initially, the content, which was mostly football orientated, was fun, informative, and unique, hence the reason he amassed a huge, deeply loyal following. He was funny, loud, and boisterous, and most people loved him, as he became the inspiration for numerous memes. One of his videos titled Eagles Trade McCoy, What the even went completely viral. He was pretty charming in his own way, and really easy to watch and just chill out to, but for some reason, social media can attract some of the most degenerate people out there. Whether it's the algorithm making them do degenerate things for views, or the fact they're just complete degenerates to start with, doesn't negate the fact that it's scary that these people are raising the next generation, because it wouldn't take long for his funny, loud, fun, and informative channel to start taking a downward turn. To be specific, 2020 is the year the wheels started to come off the big man's bus. It all started when he uploaded a video titled Dak Prescott, shortly after a game between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys, where Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott suffered a severe injury to his right ankle, resulting in a compound fracture and dislocation. EDP would then express in the video that he was mocking Prescott's injury because it was an act of karma, because in 2017, Dallas Cowboys fan mocked Eagles Carson Wentz season-ending injury, in which he tore his ACL.
See, here's the thing, Cowboy fans. You mother talk so much. Oh, injury prone ass Carson Wentz. He ain't. Karma.
EDP even went as far as expressing his hope that Prescott's injury would end his career.
Damn, bro.
As soon
Like,
his deeply loyal.
First of all, couldn't watch him because his voice. That's number one. That's annoying. If that's what's going on to get him to where I couldn't do it. Never seen Cuz before, but I mean, damn, that's his livelihood, bro. I mean, the other team talked about his team or whatever, but like, bro, it's not. That's a whole nother person. That's a whole nother livelihood. See, I'm gonna tell y'all this now. I don't watch sports. I'm trying to get into soccer, but I'm trying to get into like overseas, like good soccer, like good sports that have nothing to do with America. The reason I say this is because America is football and basketball and shit like that. It's primarily American. Like that's where the mass of folks watch it, and it becomes this thing where like you gotta remember names, you gotta remember position, you gotta remember jersey. I don't want that in my headspace, bro. I don't want to be taking my life and then abusing it to obsess over someone else, another man. I've seen some wild things when it comes to sports and like sports fans. I'm good, bro. I'm be real with you. I am good. And then this just adds to the claim. He is trying to hope that Cuz has a career-ending injury. What does that do to him and his family? What does that do to his parents? You know, what does that do to his pipeline? We got such a lack of empathy, bro. We got such a lack of, bro. Like, nobody's, like, youngins be thinking that, like, they the main characters when really they're operating like the NPCs, bro. I refuse to believe anything other than that. And it's crazy that nobody sees what's going on and fucking, bro. No, bro. Stop.
Football would push back as he gained significant criticism from numerous content creators, such as Cold Raven and Jamari, who highlighted a video from EDP445 dating back several years. In the video, EDP445 called out Eagle fans who mocked a severe injury to a different Dallas Cowboy quarterback. It was EDP's really cold, shallow remarks, hypocrisy, and the criticisms from other creators that marked a turning point for his channel, as his channel quickly began to decline in popularity as quickly as it gained virality. But this was only the start of things to get much, much worse. And starting from July 2020, just a few months after this controversy, rumors started circulating about EDP engaging in sexual conversations with minors, a very serious allegation. One instance involved EDP expressing his desire for a 16-year-old girl to be his girlfriend and requesting explicit content from a 15-year-old user. On July 9th, 2020, EDP...
Bro, this screen right here is perfect. Look at the views on these videos, bro. Backup channel, 141K. 339K. 2 million subscribers, 231K. They clearly were enjoying you. Like, as a person, they were enjoying you. I am pretty sure that even if it was sports content, in terms of having fame, and you 33, you're not even like crazy up on the scale. You making bread with the YouTube. You getting views, you keeping it consistent, bro. I know there is an adult somewhere that was interested in you, bro. We've seen the biggest, wildest, dumbest, ugliest, shortest, tallest motherfuckers get girls. There is no way in hell that you had to go so low as to text a 16-year-old about the things that you wanted to do. For all that, you could have used some of this money, went overseas, and then went for a woman that's Thai or Japanese or Chinese or something along that line, a smaller, petite built woman. But like to go that far as to mess with somebody of that age, it like come on, dog. Come on, G.
EDP then released a video addressing these rumors, dismissing them as mere jokes. It was the first time that fans really saw him that serious, and because his fans were very loyal to him, as his charming boisterous behaviour was easy to watch, they would say this was just an attempt to cancel him. However, as the evidence started to pile up and more channels started speaking about him, EDP found himself in a hole, as his disgusting degenerate acts were uncovered, and soon, even his most loyal audience were turning their back on him. Until April of 2021, when any suspicions involving EDP's attraction towards minors was confirmed when a YouTube channel called Chet Goldstein, managed by a man named Alex Rosen, broadcasted a livestream featuring chat logs that Rosen claimed were from a conversation between EDP and a decoy named Sophie. Now, the channel was notorious for conducting similar operations, where they arrange online meetings with men who believe they are interacting with underage girls. Rosen explained that he created multiple fake Instagram profiles, including one posing as a 13-year-old girl, and messaged EDP directly. Alexandra, a friend of Rosen's who often acts as a decoy in these operations, read out the messages that she claimed were exchanged between EDP and the fake account. During the 2-hour livestream, Alexandra messages that she claimed were
Brad, EDP. Whoa, cousin. Whoa, my G. I'm sorry, I can't read that. I'm not reading that aloud. Hey, yo. That's how it gets when guys get. Hey, yo. Don't speak for us, bro. That's first of all, you're being really highly inappropriate. Second of all, he used the word cock to describe himself, and now I believe I'm just gonna run with it. I think that everything that they think that he was doing is what he doing, just because he said the word cock. You don't describe yourself like that.
EDP and the fake account. During the 2-hour live stream, Alexandra also mentioned that EDP sent it.
Whoa. Okay, we can't. So I honestly can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. I honestly can't wait. Me neither. It's gonna be amazing. Oh, I can't wait. Same here. Hey, yo.
Explicit videos and photos, which obviously couldn't be shown due to YouTube's policies against sexually explicit content.
Thank you.
That's where he sends his picture that I'm not going to show because it breaks YouTube TOS. We aren't going to show that. This video would get immediately removed.
Bro, most of this chat should be messing with YouTube. What'd she say? TOS? Yeah, guidelines, all that. Most of this chat is wild,
but
bro.
The video revealed that EDP had sent several sexually explicit messages.
Geometry and algebra in the real world. What time do your grandma be back home? So I know when to leave. Hey, yo. Now he trying to hit before Grammy returns, bro. Nah, come on, be Grammy. Doing my niece, my granddaughter. She usually calls me on the way home to let me know she's coming. And if I need anything from out, I'll say 6:30. Damn, she actually is a good messenger too, because she's not messaging like how you would think a decoy would. It seems like a very organic conversation. Packed up bag. That's perfect. Can't wait to see you. Hey, yo, are you sure this is safe? I don't want you to get in trouble. That should have been an indication to not fucking continue this conversation. It just it don't equate to me. This part never equated to me. Like, especially if you're a famous, like if you're a person with fame, bro. I know you can go and find somebody who is interested in EDP 445, bro. There's no way. That's an adult.
With the conversation concluding with both parties agreeing.
Now you're packed up.
24 hours later, the Chet Goldstein channel then posted an hour-long video confronting EDP. Rosen and YouTuber CC Unit approached the now disgraced EDP with pictures of the scandalous messages.
Packed up.
Let this be known. I am not a. So what are my mom? May she rest in peace. You guys know that, right? You guys seen the videos. Yeah. All that bullshit. My mom did not raise a fucking. Okay, she did not raise a creep or where I know what the screenshots say.
it's not something that you get raised into. It's something that, you know, that's the particular switch that flipped in your mind. Like, that was what it is that you wanted. That was a fetish or a mindset or a kink or whatever that you chose to indulge in. So that excuse is null and void. So we not even rocking with that.
Okay. I'm aware of that. I'm looking right at him, okay? My mom did not raise...
The evidence, however, suggested something otherwise. But to be clear, as of now, these are just allegations and no
Hey,
criminal
Joe, as of now, EDP is not in jail and he remains a free individual. All the people those YouTube channels be bagging, all them little creepers, all them people who is confirming, all the people trying to be like the baby Chris Hansons. How, bro? How? Former YouTuber. Okay, so that's good. So, you know, instead of him wilding, he had to go down real quick. Each focusing on various subjects like vlogs, gaming.
charges have been brought against EDP, but
I wanted to make a second channel, bro.
though he has his own website to make unhinged videos, he's no longer allowed on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Let's
which
go.
means his career as an influencer is more or less done. But it's a point to bring up that so many of these charming, entertaining, cool personalities on YouTube are actually just complete predators in the background, and they're the ones raising the next generation. They're the ones inspiring people to
10 YouTubers who inspire me to start improving.
become YouTubers. And as the top job that kids want today is to be a YouTuber, it's a really scary direction we're going in. But believe it or not, there is perhaps another influencer who might be even worse than
Shit, people are less interested in YouTube and more interested. It seems like streaming is where it's at. Like, what is it? Kicking Twitch. That, at least that's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like, I don't know, the people who want to put YouTubes together got a little bit more
His
savvy.
name is James Charles, an American YouTuber, makeup artist, model, and vlogger who famously became the first male spokesmodel for the renowned cosmetic brand CoverGirl.
Alright, okay. That ain't gonna lie. That's vicious. You gotta give him props there. 17-year-old history with the appointment of 17-year-old James Charles as his newest spokesmodel, or shall we say cover boy, to work with brand ambassador Katy Perry. That's vicious. I mean, in this particular society, is it super vicious? No. But, like, it's vicious that to accomplish something like that, to be the first man, you know.
Even collaborating with the brand ambassador and singer-songwriter Katy Perry. But how did he get her in the first place? During his teenage years, Charles ventured into the world of hairstyling as an amateur and later delved into makeup artistry after a friend requested his help for a school dance. He quickly honed his makeup skills and soon began offering professional services to young women in this area. In December of 2015, Charles started a YouTube channel where he shared popular makeup tutorials, and less than a year later, at the age of 17, he achieved a major milestone by becoming the first male brand ambassador for the renowned cosmetic brand CoverGirl. This appointment was met with widespread acclaim across various social media platforms, and soon after, Charles made his debut in promotional campaigns for CoverGirl's So Lashy Mascara. Then, expanding his creative wings even more, he ventured into the fashion industry by launching Sisters Apparel, a clothing line, collaborating with Morphe Cosmetics to create the Sister Collection, a huge makeup collection in November 2018. It took off, people loved it, and James's charming persona gained millions of loyal fans across the world. He was the new symbol of LA influencer culture, getting so big that he even collaborated with Katy Perry and appearing on the once super popular Ellen DeGenerate show. He became a huge star almost overnight. That was up until very recently, when a few of his actions would take down his entire career. So what happened? Well, initially Charles was always beloved, trusted, and even worshipped by his fans. Everyone loved him. In the Family D'Amelio video, where their snobbery and repulsive attitude was exposed, James seemed like the good one, the humble one, the real person.
Sometimes happens when... Oh God.
So dramatic. Don't be so dramatic.
Yeah, excuse yourself. Is she being real? Or is she being dramatic?
His advice was respected and actively sought out. However, when the truth started to emerge about who he really was, and the contrast between his on-screen persona and his true self was exposed, he went from having everything to scraping the bottom of the barrel. And he has no one to blame but himself. Honestly, this guy's just so controversial and has been accused of so many crazy things that he could have an entire video dedicated to him. But to see why he fell, we need to look at the month of February in 2017, which marked the beginnings of Charles's first major public backlash, when he posted some very raunchy tweets about
bro, you gotta, as these creators, you gotta be careful with race shit, bro. Cause you could have millions of subscribers, but you gotta understand there is niches that all people enjoy. We just don't have those commonalities to talk about together. If there is a bunch of white women, right, or white girls, like younger women who like makeup, and then a bunch of black women who like makeup and little girls, and they all come together in your channel, and you pick a side over a side, one side has to defend the other side just in case those other people see that particular message or they see that. Then the side that was attacked or the side that feels attacked, a few of their people are gonna start saying stuff. I can't believe you said that, this, that, and the third. Bubble. It snowballs, and then the next thing you know, you lose people, views, whatever previous fame that you had. Gotta be careful, bro. You can't be wildin'. This message says, I can't believe we're going to Africa today. OMG, what if we get Ebola? James, we're fine. We could have gotten it at Chipotle last year. See, it's such a snide comment, but like, it's the leaning, and he does the what is it? He does the makeup, so like he does a little glass skin thing. A lot of African women have that glass skin look already. You can't. That's what I'm saying though. It could be anyone from anywhere, but that first version of bubble starts a whole bubble.
Africa and the Ebola virus. Realizing the gravity of what he tweeted and his woke teen audience fanbase, Charles swiftly deleted the tweet and issued one of those fake cringe apologies. Although CoverGirl expressed its disapproval of his comments, the makeup brand
See the backlash CoverGirl is receiving following first cover boy James Charles disgustingly racist tweet. The company's response isn't going over too well.
Still continue to work with him. After all, it is just a tweet. But this would prove to be a mistake, because a year later in 2019, following his attendance at the Met Gala Awards, Charles took to Instagram to express
James Charles, my first Met Gala. What's that thing in the corner? Thank you so much, YouTube, for inviting me and Alexandra weighing me for addressing me being invited to such an important event. Like the ball is such an honor and a step forward in the right direction for influencer representation in the media, and I'm so excited to be a catalyst video comes on.
Expresses admiration for the event's efforts in promoting, quote, influencer representation. Not surprisingly, his statement received criticism because
that was the only thing that seemed
that highlighted how influencer representation.
Yes, the historically oppressed and marginalized class influencers.
Surprisingly, his statement received criticism because it highlighted how out of touch and inside the influencer bubble of LA he truly was, as it seemed to imply to many that the already rich and privileged influencer community was somehow marginalized and in need of further representation. The same month at Coachella, Gage Gomez, an Instagram model who was 20 years old at the time, alleged that Charles had coerced him into engaging in sexual activities, despite Gomez previously expressing that he was not attracted to guys. In response, Charles took to Twitter to address the situation, a fatal mistake, as he asserted that he and Gomez
he just like getting back to back, like he wildin'. What's this? May 4th, 2019. The other one, the first one was 2017. He just packing them up. He coming back to backing them. I will address this now and never again. The boy that I was seeing with at Coachella and I talked for 5 months prior to meeting the day before the festival. Day one, he called me and told me he wanted to continue to explore his sexuality and meet in person to see what it would be like. He flew himself out, and I invited him to my home with my friends, and we spent the weekend together at the
for
festival,
5 months prior
holding hands, cuddling,
to Coachella, emphasizing that all their interactions had been consensual. But this wouldn't be the last of such accusations. 1 month later, the Sister Squad, Charles's YouTube friend group, consisting of himself, Emma Chamberlain, and Ethan and Grayson Dolan, split up. Although the exact cause for the breakup of this well-known group was never disclosed, suggestions that Charles's misconduct played a role swirled about, and suddenly his golden reputation in the LA influencer bubble community was starting to pop, but it would only get worse from here. In January 2020, he was then accused of using the N-word after he shared an Instagram featuring himself and a group of friends singing My Type by Saweetie. One of the worst things you can...
Bro, like, stop, bro. Like, you packing it on, bro. You gotta cool out, bro. Stop wilding, bro. Cool out, bro. Like, this is one of the problems I see with a lot of folks whenever I do see folks. Like, only real, like, I guess you could call that only influencer or like people that I watch for real is Agent 00 or Dat Boy Will. I fuck with them both and make good content. An Agent, for example, because he's very known. He's part of AMP. Like, he doesn't wild out. You know what I'm saying? He don't step over that particular boundary and like start doing other shit. He keeps it simple. He keeps to his niche. He enjoys what he enjoys and he makes content off of that. Bro, the one thing that I've seen with a lot of people who, like, 1 minute, I usually don't know about somebody until they fall. Like, because it's a lot of stuff I just can't watch. I can't get into. And the one thing that I see is, like, you keep doing shit. You can't stack it on top of each other because it's like you asking for it. But by definition of what you have to do to stay relevant, you have to keep relevant. You have to keep producing. You produce and then you put this out. And then it's one of them situations. You go to the club with your mans, with your homies, with your girls. And then you put this out. You under the influence. You're not paying attention to everything that's going on. You're not being conscious of the situation. Then you get bagged for real. That was this. I didn't see it. Ain't look like he said it, but I don't know.
Using the N-word after he shared an Instagram featuring himself and a group of friends singing My Type by Saweetie. One of the worst things you can do, especially in LA. Anything controversial, let alone something like this, can completely destroy your career in seconds when you live in this LA bubble. As a result, the hashtag James Charles is over party began trending on Twitter.
Damn.
And in April 2020, Charles took part in the popular mugshot trend on social media. Using makeup, he created a bruised face and black eye, posing as if he were taking a mugshot. However, again, he would face more criticism for glorifying domestic violence and criminal behavior.
What did I just say? Stop doing shit, bro. The add up was crazy, bro. The 17 tweet, the 19 tweet. What was it? Saying nigga in the club singing the Sweetie song. And then you make the makeup of a domestic abuse victim. Oh my god. Jesus. It's like, I don't know when to quit. Cool out.
This is over party.
They made you a hashtag, bro. They put you underneath the fucking gavel and smack your shit, bro. This is not good. Stop doing what you're doing. Just stop, bro. Just don't touch nothing. Just cool out. Like, take some time, bro.
He began trending on Twitter.
I feel like he could have saved it. Like, he could have pulled it back. But just like, if me looking at it from a perspective of like somebody who's hired him for my business, it's adding up, bro. You are becoming bad for business, literally. Like, you gotta go, bro. God damn.
In April of 2020, Charles took part in the popular mugshot trend on social.
Oh, okay. So this was a trend where you make a mug, where you do a mugshot picture, or you make it seem like you took a mugshot. Oh, now I see where you fucked up for real, cause you didn't have to put the beaten, the bruised makeup on, and you did it anyway.
Media. Using makeup, he created a bruised face and black eye, posing as if he were taking a mugshot. However, again, he would.
I had to have 2 nose surgeries due to domestic thing. My nose is still crooked. I am reminded of those moments every day. This is not a subject matter to take lightly. You should know better. You need to apologize. This is triggering and offensive. Damn, bro. That breaks my heart. I find that there are more abused women than not. Once I started sharing my story, it was like so many others came out as well. I just hope he realizes that this is a sensitive topic. Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. You add it to the snowball, but also you gotta understand your you gotta understand your people, like who's with you. Your followers, you make makeup stuff, fashion stuff, that type of stuff. That's women's niche. But also there is on both sides, men and women, domestic abuse. It's very heavy. Domestic abuse, abuse from childhood. Some of us, you got beatings, like regular spankings, and then you have the other shit, like the out of pocket shit. All of that. Between everybody who follows you, you gotta consider that a good majority of those people, just going by probability and percentage, have been beaten, touched, abused in some way. And then now look, Jesus Christ. Once I start sharing, I just hope you realize it's a sensitive topic that shouldn't have been touched. I would like an apology.
Face more criticism for glorifying.
This is not okay. I'm disappointed in you again. Damn, she wasn't playing. She must have been a diehard. This is not funny or cute as a survivor of abuse.
Domestic violence and criminal.
And you know what's worse? Is, let's say, because this is a thing nowadays too. Let's say that some of these people are not, have not been abused. Right? Like out of the thousands of people that have contacted on this particular picture, right? It doesn't matter, because based off of internet personality, this is what they are to everyone looking from the outside in. And then it adds up and it adds up and it adds up. And now you got this. I mean, he did respond to her, so he must have banged with her behavior. This is not funny or cute as a survivor. It's not cool. Hey babe, I'm so sorry that you went through something so awful and traumatic. It's a TikTok trend going around where people post their mugshots and have nothing to do with domestic violence whatsoever.
Prompting him to again swiftly delete the images. Because soon enough he realized that his fan base and the entire community he was surrounded by would drop him at the hat at any single controversial thing. We're talking about the most vacuous people on planet Earth, influencers from LA, and once you reach the top of this industry, any small thing and you will find yourself without any allies, any friends, and everyone turning their backs on you. But in this case, it was deserved, as that same month on the Mums Under Fireman podcast, a guest claimed to possess
Jeffree Star reignites drama with James Charles claiming he has a recorder from a victim of the beauty influence. Oh shit.
A phone recording of an alleged victim of Charles's sexual abuse. However, the accusations were unconfirmed. But then
sexual abuse, racism, domestic abuse. I mean, damn, bro, like how many subjects you gonna touch? Another man accuses James Charles of soliciting him while he was underage. It keeps going.
Suggesting that James engaged in grooming behavior and sent sexually explicit text messages to a minimum of.
The artistic makeup god was good. Oh, love that. That much is what.
3 and as engaged in grooming behavior and sent sexually explicit text.
Same. Just getting ready to go on a few trips. What brings you into my
text messages to a minimum of 3 and as many as.
So glad I got to meet you. You're nice and funny and also cute. Sorry if I'm flirting with you. Sorry if me flirting with you is weird at all. I hope you have fun and we definitely need to do another room and win.
6 underage individuals across various.
Oh, they're all underage. Jesus Christ. When you're drunk, the truth always comes out. So not always. But I just want to make sure we split on good terms. You're not straight no matter how many times you tell yourself, and I hope you figure out sooner rather than later. Hey yo, I'm not just going to tell him what he is. Damn. And no, we didn't split on good terms. Damn.
Sending flirty messages to underage boys in a 14-minute video titled "Holding Myself Accountable," Charles did say that the minors had lied about the rape.
In his apology, who has more than 25 million YouTube subscribers, addressed some of the TikToks suggesting that there were messages shown in them, suggesting that the messages shown in them were authentic. He said that at least 2 16-year-olds boys he exchanged sexual images and messages with had lied to him about their ages and claimed to be 18. A previous accuser named Isaiah, who was 16, told Insider over direct messages that Charles never asked him how old he was and disputed Charles's claim that he misrepresented his age,
despite clear indications in their bios that contradict his claims.
Bro, how much worse did it have to get? I'm just asking, bro. This is now. Look, it's February 26, 2021, bro. Bro, this has been going on since 17. I mean, in retrospect, he held on. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He held on. Your man was, and then whatever before, he was holding on. But I'm saying holding on in terms of when the bad started up until now. We at 2021, we still talk about cuz. I mean, damn. But this is the kicker. This is the out the door right here. Grown man and pedophilia. There's a video going around about me on TikTok and Twitter of a guy calling me a groomer. Oh my God. They added labels to you, Holmes. I want to address it. That accusation that I've groomed this person is completely false. Last week I came across someone on my Instagram Explorer, saw he followed me and added him on Snapchat. The next morning I woke up several snaps from this person being excited, and I added him back saying he loved me, and also lewd photos of himself in the shower. He told me he was 18, so I started flirting back. In the excitement of meeting someone I thought could be potentially great, they asked what copied his ID. It's now clear based on the video he uploaded. He was taking photos of me with another device and had ulterior motive from the beginning. Later in the day, he said a few things that made me question the validity of his original age answer, and I asked him to confirm his age. Once again, he admitted he was 16. I told him I was really uncomfortable and apologized for flirting, but he insisted on continuous talking and saying it could be all those secrets. And I would never tell anyone. I told him I wasn't okay with this. He started getting upset, and at this point, I unfriended him. We haven't spoken since. I'm not a victim. Blaming him or victimizing myself. I'm simply sharing what happened, and what happened was not okay. After false allegations like this in the past, I would never knowingly engage with anyone underage and put my life on the line for a few Snapchats because of situations like this. Instead of taking someone's word for it, I would not ask to see their ID or passport of every guy I had a conversation with. Bro, this happened to me once while I was at work. It was this girl. I'm not gonna like out her or nothing, but she told me she was 21. And then I asked her like a day or two later, and she was like, I'm sorry, I lied. I'm 19. And I was like, no, you're still an adult. You're just doing stupid shit because you're afraid or whatever the case may be. Do not put people, I don't know which part of this is true, you know what I'm saying? But do not put people underneath these particular under these particular situations because you are either afraid that they will not talk to you anymore, or you don't want the you want the potential of being with the person and you're interested in them, attracted and all this. Bro, stop setting people up for their downfall. Telling him he was 18, if this is true, telling him, because you know how this go, like this could go left or right. Like he could have told him he was 18, and then when he told him he was 16, he really could have kept going, because you know what I'm saying, when people start thinking with their other parts, you know what I'm saying, they lose morals and heart. Like it's a whole thing. Or it could be what he's saying, which is he could have told him he was 16 and he was like cuts. But then you got to consider how many messages came, how many times people said it. Like, are they all trying to get him bagged, or is there truth there? Where was he actually trying to groom the little underage cousins? Same thing with the previous dude, the football dude. I know that you are famous. You got plenty of subscribers. I am pretty sure that you could, in LA, you could pretty much go outside and get whoever you want. Why are you picking and choosing between this person and this person? If you don't feel comfortable, or you have an intuition about that person not being what they said that they were to you, you need to stop, bro. That ass. Just stop it, bro.
Continued to mount up. His response grew increasingly aggressive. He was in panic mode.
He definitely panic mode. Definitely.
The accusations continued to mount up. His response grew increasingly aggressive.
I am not trying to get out of anything no matter what happened. It was unacceptable in person, and I should have taken the extra step to research the person I was talking to. There's no excuse for me. One shame on you.
He was in
shame on me. This is
panic mode. He was losing everything. The spot
says his brother cut contact with him after influencer was canceled for talking to underage boys. See, that makes it strange too, though, right? If his brother cut contact and he's likely to be close or somewhat close to his brother, what does he know? You know what I'm saying? That's his whole brother. I mean, I don't know what their family like, but that's his whole brother. Maybe he knows something. You know what I'm saying?
sponsors, the influencer parties, the networking opportunities, and his once loyal fanbase. One particular allegation involved a 15-year-old boy who accused Charles of forceful grooming, leading Charles to block it.
James Charles grooming allegations worsen, bro. It keeps getting worse. Like, I'm uncomfortable because it keeps getting worse, bro. You got it. Chill the fuck out. God damn. James Charles grooming allegations worsen as yet another 15-year-old exposes him for allegedly messaging him. It's cool that they put allegedly, but like, then you gotta ask, like, see now, like, is it bandwagon? Because we still in 2021 now, and I think the other one was March.
Him in an effort to suppress his claims. At that time, numerous reports claimed that.
But this fan's claim soon prompted a total of at least 15 boys and men to speak out about their alleged experiences with James. Some of whom claimed that he inappropriately interacted with minors.
At least 15
bro,
boys
they're
and men
leaning on this man, bro.
Sexually orientated behavior, consequently morph the cosmetic.
Wolf and James Charles Parkway. Of course, bro. They not gonna keep messing. I said that earlier. The snowball, bro.
Severed
bad for business.
With a beauty influencer. His channel was demonetized, and for the second season onwards, his show Instant Influencers replaced him as a host.
God, hey, yo, they're bombing on. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Like, if he didn't do any of this, I feel very sorry for him. Okay, I just generally like that's. I mean, whatever, you know, putting in work, you putting chemicals on your face and all that shit just to show other people, like, what you could do in your skill set. And then the next thing you know, a whole fucking snowball of madness happens. If he did not do anything, I feel sorry for dude. Why James Charles has been demonetized.
Monetized, and for the second season onwards, his show
And he had a show. He had the show, the fashion group, the makeup stuff, the YouTube. Oh, yeah. Pretty much full influencer. Pretty much a full influencer. James Charles will not return for YouTube's Instant Influencer season.
Instant Influencers replaced him as a host. Additionally, PewDiePie, a once friend and fellow YouTuber, unfollowed James on Instagram in light of these allegations.
Damn.
Suddenly, he appeared no one wanted anything to do with him, and as a result, according to Forbes,
millions in annual earnings.
He lost millions of dollars and his entire credibility. And so, for a couple of years, Charles just faded completely into obscurity. However, in 2023, something would change, and the disgraced star was suddenly back. This time to do a Please Forgive Me piece.
James Charles would like to be uncancelled. More than 2 years after allegations of sexual immorality sent the superstar beauty YouTuber into influencer purgatory, he's hoping to relaunch himself and his brand with the help of a new makeup line in a wide-ranging interview with Cosmopolitan. Charles talks about fucking up and trying to move on.
With Cosmopolitan magazine, titled,
Are you driving way less than you used to? Do you have a clean driving record? Are you over 25? Do you not?
James Charles would like to be uncancelled, please. The interview touched on everything from grooming to the broader cultural landscape of influencers and beauty standards. Everybody makes mistakes, everybody fucks up, he said. Don't get me wrong, I definitely don't think people should be able to do whatever they want and not be held responsible for it. It's important that people be held accountable, but I think it's also important that we allow people to grow and to learn. But most people didn't really buy it. The comments online clearly show that James's reputation.
If it's a mistake to repeatedly talk explicitly to minors over the internet/text, even after the first time being publicly called out for it online and having many people tell you to check people's IDs to avoid further controversy, sure, it sounds like a choice and not a mistake. Hey yo, she linked. Not him trying to gaslight himself. Hey, they're not fucking. Hey, yo, these women are not playing, bro. They probably was diving with cuz too. They was probably in lieu on the bandwagon, rocking with him, all that, and then the next thing you know, they're not fucking playing.
Was well and truly destroyed.
Big mistake multiple times, showing a pattern and not evolving from it.
Damn,
he cannot groom me. Hey, yo, who the fuck said that?
The comments online clearly show that James' reputation was well and truly destroyed.
Hey, yo, honest believer. He's wildin'. He said he can groom me. Hey, yo. There's always someone to throw some very dark humor into a very dark situation. Jesus Christ.
Moreover, the shameless pseudo celeb even had the nerve to promote his new makeup brand in the middle of what was supposed to be an apology. And
like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, bruh, come on, bruh. You about to come back. You about to try to come back. You're asking for people's forgiveness. You gonna toss the ad in there. My G, come on, man. Jesus.
Now, desperate for more fame and clout and the networking opportunities he once had, he's doing anything he can to get back into the influencer bubble.
What is
going
this?
so far as to attempt to
He making music
as a pop star.
A pop star? Oh my god, bro.
Be successful at
the dive.
While we're on the topic of duplicitous people displaying despicable behavior, it's time we discuss the Ace family. A perfect encapsulation of everything wrong with society. Where bad behavior is encouraged and bad people are rewarded. Hailing from Los Angeles, California, the unofficial capital of fake smiles, vacuousness, loneliness, and hollowed out plastic empty content, the family regularly shares videos that include various challenges and pranks. And it'd be nice to say that the family together shares the videos, but really it's just the parents, Austin and Catherine McBroom, who use their children as clickbait to make millions of dollars.
Never mind. Jesus Christ. He didn't even waste no time with this family. He was just like up there. Look, L transforms into Wednesday, viral Netflix show, 468K views. It is a lot of children here. Our kids go grocery shopping for us. Who has the best cart? I told you I wasn't feeling well. Moving to Dubai. The Ace Family Christmas special. Shame.
And considering their YouTube channel, which launched in 2016 and has reached 18.4 million subscribers, makes it clear that this is an effective strategy, morals aside, but it isn't particularly great for the kids. You see, whilst they have all these fake smiles during their videos, their happy thumbnails, their extreme lifestyle, there is a dark side hidden behind this, an incredibly unhappy family. But how the hell did they get 18.4 million subscribers? Well, you see, Ace, in case you're wondering, is an acronym for Austin, Catherine, and Ella, their firstborn daughter, and since the creation of the channel, they had two other kids, one boy and one girl. Initially, the content was harmless enough. They were a family in LA, absorbed in a culture where everybody and their dog is an influence.
I ain't gonna lie, Ace family, that was vicious. Yeah, nah, the way they did that, yeah, that was vicious. Ace, Catherine, and Ella, I think. Oh, I forgot what the A name was. Nah, that's cool. Don't use your kids for clickbait. I'm not even about to go into depth about that one. Because we just talked, early on in the video, we talked about how you got your the kids watching this stuff. This is worse, if anything. It's putting them in the stuff, underneath the camera, getting used to it. Like, getting used to the consistency of the limelight or being underneath the camera. Like, excuse me, then you develop it. What you gonna get?
Trying to post their stuff online and get as much clout and money as possible. This is normal in LA. And in the start, it was really wholesome stuff. Just silly videos involving the parents and the kids playing playful pranks and the likes. They were trusted, they seemed genuine, and their content, which appeared to show a really fun-loving family having a blast and loving each other deeply, was for many genuinely magnetic.
I ain't gonna hold you. If I get one of those little costumes to be a little dancing bed, a little teddy bear, I'm scaring the shit out of people.
Millions felt a pull to them. They were able to skyrocket their channel because it was just so nice to watch if you were a kid or a family member wanting to watch something wholesome. Their 2017 Christmas special, for example, was widely praised and amassed millions of views on YouTube.
What the heck is he doing?
Again, the family looked like something out of a classic Disney movie, all smiles, love and affection. And to be clear, this was a time when family vlogging was at an all-time rage, especially in LA, and the Ace family, more accurately Austin and Catherine, were the king and queen of this very profitable domain. They rode the wave, and they gained the money and clout they set out to achieve. And because it seemed so genuine and authentic, they gained this huge following, and seemingly deservedly. However, as the followers and subscribers started piling up and the social media landscape started to get more toxic in nature, the Jewish content got more and more controversial. You see, once the algorithm's not on your side anymore, you need to change up your content, and sometimes this means hitting the bottom of the barrel, doing the most degenerate, unethical things to keep up that clout and fame coming in. And so soon, the children fast became vehicles for commercialization, monetization, and dare I say, possible exploitation. And as you'll soon see, followers and fans also got taken for an emotionally and financially expensive ride. For example, in 2018, the pair took to social media to reveal that their residence has been targeted by burglars while they were enjoying their time at Disneyland.
We just got home. We've been at Disney all day, and someone broke into our house. As you can see, we're literally walking the house. The house is pitch black. We're tired as hell because we've been at Disney for the past 6 hours.
However, more than a few people noted both Austin's and the police officers' playful behavior, some of whom were actually falling around on camera, making everyone with a brain start to think that perhaps this robbery was staged, and perhaps this all-perfect family lifestyle was happily staged as well. But it wouldn't be easy for them to continue as they were, as in 2019, Catherine, who fancies herself as a bit of a skincare guru, was credibly accused of taking another brand, rebranding it, and
Catherine McBroom responds to accusations she stole business idea from a friend. Oh! Now she took from her homie.
and selling it as her own. And in the years since the accusations began, her company 1212 has been blasted for not only stealing another brand, but specializing in the delivery of broken and damaged goods. The defective products are in many ways a reflection of the deflective nature of Catherine and her allegedly emotionally unhinged husband. You see, by the early 2020s, their channel needed more views. They were stagnant and couldn't seem to continue to grow. They needed to change things up. And as influencer boxing started to take hold of the internet, Austin realized that this was his next venture. This was the next wave to ride. And so in 2021, he ventured into boxing promotions through Social Gloves Entertainment, which subsequently resulted in a surge of legal actions filed by fighters and vendors who were not compensated. The first ever Social Gloves event, held in June 2021, was marketed as the Battle of the Platforms, pitting TikTok stars against YouTubers in boxing matches. And despite Social Gloves' assurance of sharing pay-per-view profits with its participants, numerous individuals alleged that they never received the payment they were entitled to. These allegations led to accusations of Austin McBroom engaging in fraudulent practices. As court documents of alleged lawsuits from digital streaming company LiveX Live and participants Nate Wyatt and Taylor Holder quickly surfaced online, more or less confirming this. The cracks were starting to show, but the family channel would still continue full steam ahead, being the foundation of their money and fame. But now the cracks were there, Austin and Catherine were back in the news once again, and for all the wrong reasons. 2 months after the boxing event, the couple then faced allegations of deceiving their fans through a fraudulent giveaway. The Ace family's giveaway, which was scheduled for Valentine's Day, involved Austin and Catherine McBroom generously offering 3 Tesla Model 3 cars, supposedly to show their appreciation for all the love and support they had received. They knew that if they did this, they could maybe gain some of the followers back that they'd lost over the last couple of years of stagnation and fraudulence. It was their next way to grow their channel. So the rules would be simple. Fans were asked to show their appreciation for the picture on Catherine McBroom's Instagram profile by liking it, as well as following her. Additionally, they were instructed to mention 2 friends in the comments section. Catherine then quickly tagged Austin's Instagram page for yet another chance to win. Catherine further mentioned that the announcement of the winners would take place through her Instagram story, but it didn't. The giveaway, many argued, was supposedly fraudulent, with videos like this coming out showing that perhaps this was another sign of their fakery. But this wasn't really a surprise when you look at these family channels. They're all doing the same thing, exploiting anyone and anyone they can, even their own children, just so that they can get some limelight.
Bro, I shouldn't even have to say this, but there's one big reason you should not be broadcasting your children on any form of media. Okay? Especially underneath the camera lens, especially for long periods of time, especially as the child grows, etc. Bro, they've been broadcasting these babies since baby, and now they're walking. Not people can gain a sense of what your child is gonna start to look like, or they're already planning to. We don't watch other things where people are getting taken, child trafficking, these sorts of things, and we just broadcasting the kids. We showing it. You could definitely tell this baby's height just by looking at her. The little boy, the other little girl right there. take a dog, like, you know, like hold the babies for ransom, like, come on, G, like, what is going on? Oh, let me see. Like, come on,
it gets
bro.
bad.
Stop.
You see, their children are really the only reason why they're so popular. Without the kids, specifically the exploitation of the kids, no one would care about Austin and Catherine, two random people with a penchant for supposedly fraud and fake promises. But they just seem to be so unhinged morally. Nothing is off limits to them, as long as they can get more clout in the LA influencer bubble. And to do this, the entirety of their 3 children's lives have served as a prime YouTube content machine. I mean, they even live stream their births. It's honestly so dystopian. The fact that they would go this far, showing their most intimate moments of their children to the entire world of millions of people, just shows what people will do for views if they're so narcissistically incentivized. Sometimes this can even mean faking a divorce. In January of this year, the pair announced that they were separating suddenly. But some people were claiming that this was staged. After all, shortly after announcing their split, Austin went searching for a new home, yet ended up settling into an RV right outside his old home. Why would he do this, some have asked, unless of course it's to get attention and reignite the stagnant channel that's not bringing in the same views, money and clout that it used to. And the fact that they're filming all of this means it can't be that real to them, as it's important to remember that although they announced they were divorcing, they still haven't filed any papers. And whilst you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, you would be forgiven for thinking that this is yet another rather desperate PR stunt by 2 people who really shouldn't be parenting these children. We already discussed one controversial beauty influencer, but now it's time to end the video on one of the most degenerate influencers out there, Jeffree Star, an American beauty YouTuber, makeup artist, model, entrepreneur, and former musician. With almost 16 million subscribers, the 38-year-old holds the distinction of being one of the most subscribed beauty gurus on YouTube.
Damn.
The guy is, by all appearances, somewhat mentally unhinged, and has always been this way for years. In 2006, Jeffree Star actually held the title of being the most popular person on MySpace, and a couple years later, he unveiled his debut studio.
What the fuck? Hey, yo. Stars of the MySpace scene 10 years later. Bro, youngin' one most
popular person on MySpace, and a couple years later, he unveiled his debut studio album, having been signed to the same person on MySpace. In 2006, Jeffree Star actually held the title of being the most popular person on MySpace.
Yeah, that's what it was. Most popular person on MySpace is crazy, bro. I didn't even know about MySpace like that back then. But like, to be the most popular person is insane.
And a couple years later,
that's
he unveiled
quite
his
the
debut
achievement.
studio album, having been signed to the same record label as Lady Gaga. But it wasn't until the establishment of Jeffree Star Cosmetics in 2014 that he truly gained widespread recognition everywhere, and soon after, widespread notoriety. And for almost all of this period, he has been one of the biggest degenerates, both before he was famous and after. Back in the early 2000s, Jeffree created a brand called Lipstick Nazi. The brand, replete with Nazi imagery, was really a sight to behold, and he was
Do I have to, yo? Do I have to? I don't have to, right? Like, for this one, I'm good. Because I feel like I'm good. I feel like it.
was able to keep this a secret for almost 20 years. If anyone in the LA bubble knew about this, he would have been shunned completely, and for almost 20 years. Pleased with Nazi imagery was really a sight to behold, and he was able to keep this a secret for almost 20 years.
How? How? Tell me how. I want to know. Let me know.
If anyone in the LA bubble knew about this, he would have been shunned completely, and eventually he would be. 20 years after making this Nazi brand, he responded to the resurfacing of the brand by saying, quote, "I want to talk to you about something and a very dumb decision I made when I was very young. I created a URL called lipsticknazi.com. It was very narcissistic and I was just going to have the website be a bunch of crazy pictures of me. So the term lipstick Nazi is disgusting. I just want people to know, looking at me, it's wrong and I should never have used it." But it wasn't just this.
That is the most bullshit apology ever. You knew it was wrong, and I should have never have used it. But you did. You were already the most popular person on MySpace, stupid. Why you ain't just stay doing that? Why you couldn't have named it anything else? Did not have to. No. Don't believe it. Sorry, bullshit apology.
Around the same time, he was also making hip-friendly products, whilst also using racial slurs, which is funny considering he's part of the woke entertainment bubble. And it was only in 2016 when a compilation created by fans showcased video footage of Starr engaging in racial abuse towards women in public, and it's believed the footage dates back to around 2004. But in this period, from the early 2000s to now, Jeffree is iconic. He's been on all the major podcasts. He's famous across the world, having untold millions in his bank account. And yet somehow, throughout growing his huge channel, his huge influence, and this huge brand he's built, he's been doing this stuff consistently behind the scenes. In 2006, he also referenced a black client of his, saying,
"Well, maybe if she wasn't wearing the wrong foundation color, I wouldn't have to splash no battery acid. I wanted to lighten her skin tone, girl."
And then in 2017, Starr yet again released another apology video.
So, we just gonna let Cuz rock? Like, he not a racist? Cause that's all I'm hearing. We just gonna keep doing it. We just gonna keep. It's that deep. It's that deep. We just gonna keep doing it. It's not about. It's not offensive. It's not offensive to me. I don't care. They're just, to me, words to me when they're directed at me, they're just words, bro. It's about how you interpret what it is that the person is saying. Is it really offensive enough that I have to raise a hand to you? That I have to put a gun to you? Like, it's like, come on. What is not making sense to me is, I talked about this fucking snowball earlier. Lipstick Nazi was the first one. The impersonation of the black woman is the second one. And lightening her skin through the battery acid on her to lighten her skin. And then we gonna put another apology up. Like the first one wasn't bullshit enough.
This time for being a racist. This was just after offering another apology for the stuff he said towards people in public.
I really fell for a lot of things and I got caught up in the hype. It's disgusting, it's awful, and none of it should have happened.
They all apologize exactly the same. Everybody apologizes the same. They sound the same, they use the same vernacular, same words, same tone of voice. It's all the same.
I want to speak to you as a human being that breathes on this earth.
You know what's crazy? Where I work at right now, he sounds like my manager. He sounds like the person who's the regional manager for the store, for the region where I live. They all sound the same. Super faced up, all the cake on the face. Sorry, my eyes hurting. All the cake on the face, etc. All sound the same.
With you.
He's got a sordid history of doing insane, truly awful things. Even on podcasts like Logan Paul's, he brags about how many dicks he can suck.
1,000? Yo,
more. I'm just saying I answered his
1,000?
Yes. Swear, on my life, yeah.
It's almost a mockery of everything wrong with LA influencer culture, but all throughout his career he seems to have had these horrible moments. In 2016, he called Makeup Shayla a cunt, saying, "I'll actually beat you to the fucking ground and mean it." And whilst this guy's unhingedness probably adds to his creativity and his overall success, it does make you wonder, how is this guy not locked up? But at least he's quite funny compared to other people, even if it's in an ironic way. As in 2019, rather hilariously, James Starr sent a tweet to the aforementioned James Charles' brother saying, quote, "Why is your brother a predator? Why you'd really move back to New York City? Exactly. Shut the up." He continued, "There is a reason that Nathan banned James Charles from ever coming to our home again. There's a reason why I haven't seen him since at Glam Life Guru's birthday in February. He is a danger to society." Then in 2018, the ex-hairstylist of Jeffree Star revealed a series of text messages that he previously received during his time working with Jeffree.
We all know what's behind that blur.
Within these messages, Jeffree's racism was once again on full show, referring to a fellow beauty influencer as a gorilla. So the influencer hit back, urging Jeffree Star fans and defenders to stop making excuses for people just because we like the way they blend eyeshadow. But it's funny that if you're in this LA influencer scene, you can usually get away with the worst things, always whilst blending in if you have enough social clout and money. The entire bubble is in many ways just a cesspit of depravity, with people desperate for fame and fortune, debasing themselves on a daily basis. And Star's no exception to the rule, and literally made a career out of debasing himself and insulting anyone he sees.
That Pomeranian is in a toxic household. Nah though, bruh. Why you call her a gorilla, bruh? I actually found her attractive. However, it's you know, it's LA makeup culture, right? That's what he said. So I'm good. CW, racial slurs, Nazi imagery, pedophilia, suicide, abuse. Shit. Where is that in this little bit of video? God damn.
Moreover, as Business Insider reported in 2020, Star actually appears to have a sordid history of...
Bro, why do all these people keep going into the creep land, bro? The makeup mogul has a history of sexual assault, physical violence, and hush money offers. Jesus.
Sexual misconduct. But it's hard to prove any of this stuff. This is just going from information from Business Insider. But clearly concerned by all of this, Jeffree Star actually offered 2 of the accusers $10,000 to take away their allegations. A fairly measly sum for a guy supposedly worth hundreds of millions of dollars. It could and probably should be argued that Star is also a danger to society. He's like something out of Idiocracy. This crazy guy who brags about sucking as many cocks as possible, making a Hitler makeup brand, is now worth untold millions and reached the heights of LA fame. And whilst it's clear he doesn't really care about humans or the people around him, his cosmetics line is known for being vegan and animal cruelty free, with his social media posts filled with his beloved pets. But at least overall, this guy's just outwardly degenerate. He's not trying to hide it. This is his online personality.
Since you keep on spinning the narrative, trade me the truth for a dead. All I got is my heart instead. Shed a tear every time that it tears. I would cry, but that wouldn't be fair. So instead I act like I don't care.